Tuning into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hell yeah. We have to wait a little bit, no? It's like, that's it. Just feel it.
Soak it in.
Be abducted by it. It's too long. Okay. Oh, there it is.
There we go.
A little bit.
There we go.
Hey, AfterBuzzers. Welcome to another edition of the Whispers After Show. Today we are talking The Archer, Season 1, Episode 6, which gave us a lot more gems, which I was thankful for. Mm-hmm. If you're not already subscribing, please hit the subscribe button right below, somewhere underneath me. And if you're listening to us on iTunes or SoundCloud, give us the 5-star ratings and always interact and comment and chat with us, which actually you are all doing a very, very fine job of.
We love it.
Lauren's going to give you some shout outs. I'm your host, Alison Dean. You can find me everywhere, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, what have you, everywhere, at the Alison Dean. And I am joined today by Lauren over here.
Hey guys, Lauren Salaun here, and you can find me on all social media, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube,
Holy
Periscope,
Shinto.
all of them at Lauren Salaun. It's probably right down there.
It's exhausting.
I know it is.
It's exhausting. You know. Give us our shout outs. So many people were...
I think every week we've got some really solid comments coming in on YouTube, and I know
very helpful for me.
Yeah, we love the back and forth with you guys, like all the theories going on, and you guys answering questions that we had or telling us how we were wrong. Even
that's a lot for me. Allison, wrong again.
Hey, we're just spitballing most of the time, throwing out, see what sticks. And yeah, this past week we had Vince Karate with some really great theories, which I might mention literally spot on for this week. Ron Simpkins as well had some good ideas about time travel, which I liked. And then Jorge Avila talking about how clarified for us that drill does not hurt the kids, because we were saying with that one kid with the kind of explosion in the hallway, how the kid was going against what Drill was saying, and that's why he kind of, he ended up kind of sacrificing himself instead of...
That was interesting.
That was the one wrench that threw it in it for us. We were like, no, but that one kid.
Right.
So, Jorge, thank you for clarifying that for us. And yeah, we love the comments on YouTube, Twitter, all over the place. So keep them coming, guys.
Because I'm trying to think for our predictions last week. I don't remember what I predicted, but Vince Karate, he did say, so the way Drill manipulated that dig to happen in Mali, he set it up. He wanted what was ever buried to be brought back to the U.S. on purpose.
Right.
Which, because now I'm thinking, and maybe I'm jumping ahead. Forgive me, but to bring it to Sean or
the pull that Sean was feeling. Anyway. He wanted to reunite with the Rock.
I know. I feel like that's the way I need to call it. The Rock. Can I just call it the Rock?
I think that's what I called it in my notes. Yeah, the Fulgurite.
Because it's not though. Because it's like the Fulgurite was the thing above the Rock. So that's why
call it the Rock.
I think the Rock. I call it the thing too.
Tested Rock.
Rock. Okay. Yeah, fine. I like Rock. I'm good with that.
Big blue rock.
The big blue rock. You can see it at Universal Studios Hollywood. Okay, so what were your initial thoughts on this episode?
I liked it a lot.
Yes. Did I tell you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we agreed that last week's was a little boring. Not a whole lot of action. Felt long when we were watching it too. And this week I was watching it by myself, and I'm like,
bam.
There are points where I'm like, I laugh even. Like it was good. I enjoyed it for sure this week.
It was definitely good.
It was quick.
It
was. A lot of points and action going on, I think.
They gave us a lot of bits in this one, which I think we were really waiting. I mean, now it's episode 6, so we've got 7 more.
Yeah.
It's like halfway. Mm-hmm. Holy cow. I wonder if it's going to be renewed. We don't know that yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
Suspense.
I mean, so far I feel like I'm liking it so far.
Yeah, no, I definitely think it's. Lord knows the cast is. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
All right, so show opens and we see Wes on a plane with the Rock.
Right, he's going to the. So he's with. I think it opens with him with the Rock going to touch it.
Before he was on the plane. No, he was on the plane for that. He was on the plane. I think he was on the plane.
Oh, with the Rock?
Yes. He was on the plane with the Rock, I think.
Okay.
Now you're confusing the heck out of me.
I just thought they were grounded. I'm like, he wasn't on the plane. He was with the
he's
Rock,
on a plane.
But they're transporting it. Anyway.
Yes.
Tries to touch it, is like, boom, shocked, falls backwards.
Yes. Which actually, in those moments, I was a little nervous that suddenly he was going to lose all of his memory.
Right.
I was like, don't touch it.
Like, you don't know what this thing is? Don't just go up there and touch it, dude.
I was also actually a little surprised that he was on a plane with it. Like, I thought he'd be like, I mean, I guess on the one hand, he wants to make sure it gets to the destination.
But there's like a little bit of
like
nonchalance with it. They're like, oh, just sit here with it. I might just touch it too.
Right.
We'll see. Who knows?
Right.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, like, let's just
living on the edge.
Yeah, like, let me just chill with this freaking thing. No, I was uncomfortable. I was a little nervioso for that whole thing. So then they transport it back to a DoD black site, which that always sounds creepy. I put they successfully transported the ball of energy. Let's go with Rock. That's good. I like the Rock thing. Interesting though, so he calls, or Minx calls him, or he calls Minx, and she's trying to get info out of him.
Little B word. I knew it when she was asking him, being all cutesy. She's like, well, what'd you find? Where is it? What's going on? I'm like, oh, don't even try that sweet stuff on him. And he was good. He like kept it locked down. He's like, oh, I can't tell you. I'm far away somewhere.
But that almost didn't make sense to me, because if Drill is the Drill that we think he is, whatever that means to all of you out there, to me, it's like he knows where the thing is.
Know?
Right.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't need Wes to be like, well, it's on 5th Street and Avenue Q in the...
Thinking about how, because we know that that drill moves through energy,
right,
or electricity. So how remote is where
the
they
black
are?
site? Maybe underground?
No, in Mali. So could Drill get over there easily? We don't. Maybe not. So maybe he did need to like ask.
Huh. I'm
so
like,
I know
that might have just blown my mind slightly, so I'm not sure.
I know obviously they have electricity over there, you know, because they have all the lights and they're dealing with the Rock and all that stuff. But I don't know if they set up like some generator plant in the middle of nowhere, you know, which maybe then it's tricky for Drill to hop.
It suddenly smells like pizza. I just want you to know. Like and it's helping me. It's helping me.
And it's like making me drool. I've been thinking about that for the last 5 minutes. I'm like, whoever's making the bacon.
Pizza rolls. Can I have it? Anywho, speaking of pizza rolls, they bring in a Dr. Tully specialist, like some scientific, she studies the deep corners of space because they realize this object is probably not from this Earth, our Earth. So they bring her in to do some research on what this is and blah blah blah. Yeah. And if we're gonna go sequentially and just or go via storylines, which I feel like it's the best way to do it. Yeah. They find out that the inner layers of the bright blue shiny rock are filled with aluminum and titanium alloy specimens, and that these specimens have passed through an area of the universe called Chi Sagittarii. Oh, yeah. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Sagittarii? Something like that. And Chi Sagittarii is 200 light years from Earth.
Way far away.
Way far away. That is what that means. This thing is from far out there.
Right. And the idea that they recognize several of the elements that make up the rock, but there were tons that they could not identify.
Mysteries.
Yes.
It's a mystery.
Otherworldly.
What the hell is it?
Aliens.
And then suddenly, after they have divulged this new tidbit of juicy info, suddenly they're getting some kind of a frequency thing happening. Some crazy...
Communicating.
It was communicating.
Whispering even.
Kind of, so fascinating. okay, and then so they're figuring out what drill is, and they've pinpointed for us that basically drill is manipulating energy looking for food.
Right. Which is so creepy. Yeah, because we're talking, when Claire's with the kids, that's when that happens. The kids are like, oh, he was sad. He misses his mom and dad and his family, and he had to come first to find food.
But food for him is like the nuclear energy fallout stuff and consuming all of that. So this is getting very interesting, I think is the best way to summarize whatever we're watching here. All right, so now speaking of the group and the kids and all that stuff, because that was fascinating. Well, okay, so before we even get there, Claire's spying on Henry in her house, and he appears to be sleeping. This was another moment of anxiety, actually, for me. I have to say. So he's in his bed, and then she literally turns her head for a moment. He's gone from his bed, not in his bedroom. She's looking downstairs. No, we don't know where he is. And then, of course, comes back upstairs, and he's in her bedroom. But he's being unresponsive.
I know. I was like, no, he's deaf again.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. I was like, no, Claire.
They did that on purpose. They did that on purpose.
Oh, for sure.
They were screwing with us like nobody's business.
I was like, what'd you do wrong?
Yeah,
he took it away.
And then, of course, he was like, and then I thought he was possessed too for a minute, because he was just like not responding. Like, it was creepy. No, but it was.
Well, he was fine. Said, you know, these are Drill's friends, and he said, but there are others. So opening up to so many other kids who are involved in that.
Yeah, so he did kind of reveal that for his mom, because she's sort of the notion of putting together this research group, focus group, whatever you want to call it, of all the kids. He's been kind of helpful. Now, that actually perplexed me on some level, because Drill knows he's doing this. So that I thought was actually, I don't know, it just surprised me that there hasn't been some penalty for that.
But does Drill? Because we've been assuming that Drill is like this omniscient thing that knows exactly what's going on with all the kids. But I don't know that that's necessarily accurate. Or can he just pay attention to the child and know what's going on with the child that he's actually with? Because when we saw from the infrared camera, you know, he literally like envelops one of the, you know, the kids, and then they're like, oh, he's with me right now, sort of thing. So I don't know, you know, because before the group chat, he was with Minx a lot.
Yep.
You know, talking to her, and she was kind of out of the loop with all that. So I don't know if he's omniscient, like we kind of have been assuming he is with all children, or he just taps into the, you know, moves quickly
case by case. Them. I guess that's one thing there's a hole in that for us right now. We don't know. We don't know. Yeah. Does anybody else? I feel like someone's going to comment something. I know, someone's going to answer this. Or reveal, like, wrong. Oh, yes, we do know that, actually.
Yeah. They're going to be like, no, Lauren, remember? But that's fine. Something. If I forgot, let me know.
Please tell us. So he reveals that there's others, so that's great. And then suddenly we see Claire going to see Lena.
Yeah. Okay, this whole thing, why didn't she just ask Wes? I feel like I get that he was, like, feeling defensive about the whole situation, because she's like, oh, no, it was intended for you to go there. Like, you're being played by Drill, buddy, you know? And so they had that kind of, like, tension or conflict there, so
definitely.
Maybe she didn't want to talk to him about it. But I feel like, of all people, going to Lena makes... when it's between Lena or Wes for getting your daughter to come into this Drill support group, you would go with Wes, right?
I would think so.
I was like, why is she having this conversation with Lena anyway? And Lena's being such a little bitch.
I feel as though Claire wants to make amends on some level or something, but I mean, that's a hard thing. When you're like coming in as the mistress and you're the lady that your hubby's been having an affair with, I mean, that's not something you just
work together still.
Right.
Awkward.
And you're like, no, let's just be BFFs now. Let's just be pals.
Yeah.
Let's just be, because our kids are both being taken advantage of by some mythological, strange, outer alien creature from beyond. Something. So...
And with that, I mean, Lena kind of annoys me most of the time. And I feel like she's like, oh, Minx is too vulnerable and too emotionally shaken up by all this
like,
that's
no, she's
going on.
not.
You're like,
No.
have you looked at Minx lately? Because no, she's doing just fine. If anything, she's like way too tough about all this stuff that's going on. So I was a little annoyed with Lena for like holding out on her.
Yeah.
And Lena, if anybody, is the one that's more shaken up by all of this.
Yeah, she didn't handle that, whatever she got herself into at the end there.
So it was all, but I did appreciate how, Lena, she sharpened up kind of toward the end and starts paying attention.
I liked, at least, she was like, did you come here to apologize, or did you come here for me to give you or offer you my forgiveness or something like that? And I did think that was an interesting thing, because obviously it's relevant to bring up. And then, of course, Claire's like, well, no.
She's like, I'm kind of over it. I don't really care that much.
Whatever. So basically, though, Lena was very adamant Minx isn't going to the group because she feels very uncomfortable. I did think, I agree with you. I thought that she should have gone to Wes 100%. Yeah. So somehow she gets all the we don't see any of the backstory of how she got all the other parents to agree, but she gets all the other parents, at least that she was aware of, to agree to this focus research group at the FBI headquarters, some room in the headquarters or wherever they are.
Wherever they are.
And we get a little reveal from Harper's dad that apparently, so Amanda, his wife, is now better. She's recovered, but totally like can't sleep. She's living in fear.
Scared of little tiny Harper.
Scared. Well, right. And this is like all not so bueno. Like not good.
She locks the door to her bedroom to keep Harper out. She makes sure she's sleeping multiple times a night.
Problems.
Is mom going to kill Harper? No. I'm just kidding. I just threw that out there.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
Just to throw it out there. I don't think it's going to go that way.
It'll be interesting to see if they even touch more on that storyline or not. Just based on the fact that we haven't seen Amanda in...
Right.
It's been a few episodes, and none of her storyline. I mean, at least we were getting her on the hospital, looking at her not doing anything, but... Yeah, we haven't seen her in a while. All right, so Claire goes in to talk to the kids, and first question, does Drill know that we're here? And all the kids are basically like, oh, we didn't say anything, or they're all, they're being kind of coy in the beginning.
And
like,
well, he doesn't like, they're kind of chit-chatting with how they're going to handle
the situation.
Before Claire goes in, and one of the kids are like, this isn't, they're watching us, come on, guys. But saying, like, Drill doesn't like secrets, but, whatever, we'll just, be honest or whatever.
I think it was interesting that at least Claire was good in the sense that she said, well, he doesn't like secrets, but you're withholding information from your parents and stuff. So you're being secretive with us. Like, that's not right.
Not right. Yeah, she definitely did the right and wrong discussion.
That's not right. But then I thought it was also interesting that Harper brings up that Drill just wants to help.
Right.
That came out of her mouth. And some of the kids made valid arguments as to why we can piece all that together.
With Jane, promised to keep her parents safe if she helped Henry.
Okay.
Henry, would get his dad and hearing back. Like, they did that little trail of why the children would act that way. What was that seed or that kind of promise that Drill planted for them to make them follow his instructions.
But then at the end, we get this little reveal because we see, so there's a big, messy, freak out situation. The door's locked, the lights go out, it's like a frantic... The parents don't know what's going on.
Yeah, and Wes ordered in security and surveillance and all that stuff, so it's becoming like an official government thing, and then I thought it was so ridiculous how somehow the parents were let loose to just run and start pounding on the door. I was like, okay, come on. Who is the person in charge here, and why aren't they telling these parents to chill the F down, sit down, and we'll handle the situation? They're like, hysteria is not the answer, moms and dads.
I know, right?
Relax. You're not making things better by slapping on the door.
Lead by example. No.
They're like, frenzy. Open up. They're like, Did you not see before when you were watching through the glass how they couldn't open the door?
Or any horror movie, really. Just anything.
It's not like they're locking you out. Like, what? Oh,
No,
anyway.
it was, I was like, television.
Right, that's what I thought too.
Television.
I'm like, but television. Tighten that up.
But in the darkness, we get the reveal of, so Wes is watching the cameras and he sees like this thermal energy enveloping like various children individually. So, and that's where you may be right. Like maybe it's literally case by case, and just if he's around, then the child can experience him or he can hear whatever. I mean, I guess when he's around, the kids only can hear when he's around, but I wonder if he is more, I still wonder if he can, like, I don't know. All right, I'm still on like my curiosity mode with that, whether he can hear everything. But okay. So,
I was really watching very closely when we through the heat camera to see if like it would take any sort of shape, or like one piece of it would like wrap around a kid's neck or something. I was like, what does he look like?
Well, it was definitely doing some weird stuff to Jane, right? That was the girl's name, the little Janie.
So it was just very much around their heads.
But it was like,
is the main thing I
for
noticed.
Jane, it was like really
like a
looping
big,
around.
messy scarf.
It was weird. And whereas with Henry, it was more just like a blob
in his face. Yeah.
So
it was with Jane more like windy.
like slithery, and
that was a good dance move.
That was a good dance move. Yeah, I was creeped out by that. But so they see Drill at least in that moment, because then we get a communication. Drill.
I feel like Wes is starting to get like mystified by Drill. Like,
I think so too. A little
he's
bit.
like has a little crush on Drill. Like when he tried to touch the rock and stuff, and he's like, "I see Drill." You know, he's like starting to get a little like loopy about it. Like maybe, not too much. I don't think anything's gonna happen, but he's very like in awe in like a silly way.
I'm like, let me ponder this for a moment. So Drill wants to convey a message to Claire. So he tells, I think her name was Jane. I think it was like little Janie. You're not going to win, Claire. You're not going to win. What does that mean?
Creepy.
What does that mean?
Well, it's Drill's little dark side, just manipulating these kids this whole time to be like, oh, he's safe. You're not going to win.
See, here's the thing, though. I don't feel like Claire has done anything in the sense of, like, compromising his mission, or I think she's just trying to understand. So that's why I don't get.
I think she realizes that Drill, well, no, because she told Wes about how it was all Drill's plan, and, you know, you're, like, essentially pointing out that he's being manipulated and that the kids are being manipulated. So she's on to Drill, for sure.
But I also feel like she would be the first to kind of see all the little helpful things that he's done as well, like, and be able to kind of dig deeper into all of his ulterior motives. I don't know. It's a stretch. Okay,
I think she's really trying to find out what the big why is.
I do think it was interesting that Minx was in her bedroom and Lena was spying on her. Lena heard Minx talking to Drill, and I don't know time-wise. I don't know, was that at the same time as the kids were in the research focus group?
I don't know, because it seems like it is, but Drill wasn't in there the whole time.
That's
Drill
true.
Joined them later.
That's true. You're right. I'm like, they're really confusing us. But she basically says, or she says to Drill, like, I don't like that woman. Yeah. What did she call her? She doesn't say Claire. Did she say Claire? Or did she say
mom, maybe?
Oh, okay, something like that.
Or Mrs. Bennigan or something.
I think so.
But it's very clear that's who she's talking about. She either says Henry's mom or Claire or something. But yeah, I don't like her because she doesn't like you.
And like Lena reacts to that. And then Lena's big idea is, I want to talk to Drill.
Yeah. She's like, I don't like Claire either. Let's talk, girl.
Perfect. It's all it's so just harmonious.
Kidding. But I think that was smart, clever on Lena's part to get in communication with Drill, but I feel like Drill knows what's up.
I think so too.
He's like, oh, I'm going to play you. Okay, Mom. You want to talk? Let's talk. I'm going to play you. to make her not tell anybody else. So she's going to keep her little chit chat with Drill a secret, and something bad's going to happen, I feel like.
There's definitely something weird with that, because if he doesn't talk to kids, I mean, if he doesn't talk to parents, and he only exclusively talks to kids, but he's making this exception for this one parent,
but
there must be a reason.
He's not talking to her. He's talking through Minx.
But yet, because she runs in and she's like, after their little game of guess what I'm doing, she runs in, she was like, Drill wants to play with you more, whatever. And that leads me to believe, does that mean, okay, playtime means there might be some communication time as well? I don't know either.
And this reminds me actually of a comment somebody made on the YouTube video about how when Lena got the gun out, and how it was super weird how she put it right next to her bed and was just staring at it, how that like maybe was kind of orchestrated by Drill in some way so that Minx could get easy access to it.
Yeah.
So I feel like Lena's just getting played.
She could be. I mean, I was surprised that they just dropped that storyline, actually. She went to bed with the gun, and I really thought that they were going to do something with that storyline, but we haven't, I mean, unless that gun is still by the bed, just like chilling out there.
Hey, when I'm scared at night, sometimes I put like a hammer next to the bed or something, just in case.
Now you know.
You never know, so.
Yeah, okay, so like Sylvia Love right now in the chat says Drill can feel Lena's fear. And I think that's probably relevant, because you could kind of, I mean, I could feel it. Drill must be able to.
I smell fear.
I smell fear. All right, so, and then in terms of everything going on with Dear Sean, so Sean, Claire goes to see Sean, and it's weird, like, he started to say, promise me, and she interrupted him and said, I'll be fine.
I can take care of myself.
And he was like, that's not what I was going to say.
Yeah.
But then,
what?
Right.
I know. I was like, no.
Shut up, Claire. Yeah. No. And then they don't tell us.
I don't know what do you think? Where do you think he was going with that? It was something related to
The Rock.
Yes, I think it was something. Promise me you won't do this. I don't think it was anything about promise me you're going to be safe, or promise me don't let this happen. Like some concrete action, not just promise me you'll be safe. And you'll
what about like promise me you'll bring me to The Rock?
So, I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think it was something of like a very actionable item that she should have listened to. I don't know. I felt like it was really important.
I was like, thank you for not telling us what that was.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great.
I know.
But he's feeling this pull. We saw it in last week's episode when they were unearthing everything.
Right. And we made that connection to maybe the rock that was in his back. He's got some of the core in him.
But we don't know. We still don't know if that's true. But he definitely, when it was moved, he says outwardly, I could feel some kind of a pull. And the Secretary of Defense goes to see Sean in prison, and that was a very tense conversation.
Yeah.
That was
threats,
veiled threats with that. But then at the same time, they want the same thing. Mm-hmm. They want the same thing with a lot of veiled threats. Don't F with the Secretary of Defense.
Yeah, don't disrespect me. I'll put you in a military camp.
Or something worse. Yeah. Wherever I want, really.
Yeah.
So Sean is trying to, I guess, figure out a way to get out of his cell. Mm-hmm. So he's punching the door very aggressively.
I thought when that happened, like something clicked in him and he turned into like a drill soldier and was like gonna go crazy.
I actually thought that too.
Break down the door with his bare hands, kill the guy. Like I was like, no.
I thought we were gonna get like another tattoo was gonna happen.
Yeah, he uses his own blood to make a tattoo,
or like shards of glass would have come out, and he could have just
yes, perfect blood, blood and glass.
He seemed
he's a
like
very resourceful man,
and he seemed a little
and
like
tattoo artist
in his trance. Like
he went a little crazy in that moment.
But the intention was, I guess, he just wanted to get into a room with Wes.
Yeah,
was really the end game. Wes was the end game, and somehow Claire ended up there for I don't know. Are they just calling her now? Just whenever he's having like fits of fury. I don't.
Yeah.
That was a little strange to me, but I understood the Wes angle. He knew at that point. He was convinced that.
Well, he said he knew they found something.
Right.
You know, he hadn't been told. Claire didn't tell him. Claire didn't even know what they found.
Well, and Wes had to confirm that too. Wes was like, "Did you tell him?" And he.
Yeah. And he just knew. He's like, I knew they found something there, like, because he can feel it.
He could feel it. And so he basically was like, you need to take me to it. It's trying to communicate with me, or it's right. Didn't he say something like that?
I think something like that.
Something is calling me.
See, it's just,
are you going to let me answer? That's what he said.
It just
Something
makes me
is
so
calling me.
nervous that they're like, oh, okay, well, sure, we'll just listen to like what this energy pull is doing. Like, why not? It's probably a good idea. We have no idea what this is or where it came from, but yeah, we'll bring you to it. Go touch it.
We'll let you answer that call.
Yeah, just go touch it and stuff.
No problem.
I mean, he got his memory back, so it was a good idea, I guess, maybe.
Everything is intentional. The thing is, like, so everything is intentional. Why did they just stop needing Sean? I mean, Sean was serving a purpose in the grand scheme of all this, and now suddenly, so he does the exact same thing that Wes attempted to do,
right?
But he actually manages to get his hand in there, and then it kind of like sucks him in.
Yeah.
It doesn't repel him; it sucks him in.
He turns all blue.
He gets all like some crazy stuff is happening to him, and I was actually thinking in that moment, I wonder if he's getting his memory back. Were you thinking that?
No.
Wait, what were you thinking?
I just thought he was gonna get. I thought he was gonna get like sucked of all his life.
Oh, that's interesting. See, I think it's pretty. It'll be very telling in the weeks to come. Now that he remembers everything, how does that serve Drill? Because there's a reason why he got his memory back. So I think that'll be. I'm curious what everyone else thinks about that.
Know, or if it's just a trick.
I wonder.
The amnesia was a trick.
Now you're going even deeper. Like he was just been faking
like crazy, with these theories.
I like it
because that's what the government thought.
That he was faking it. God, I mean, he was doing such a good job.
Well, his lie detector was insane, so I can't really base anything off of that. But I did like how I was talking about this before we went on air, that the comedic timing of this episode with when they're driving to the Rock and they're making small talk and Sean's like, oh, so do you have a family? Like, how long have you been married? Oh, cool. Then we have something in common, about like both having been married, I think was what he was talking about. And I'm like, haha, you mean your wife? You both slept with your wife. And then later, when he gets his memory back and he's like, I remember you. I remember everything. I'm like,
I do.
So I thought that was funny. Good job, writers.
Good job, writers. Giving us a little tenseness and a little comedy. Humor. It's all very lovely. Oh, it's a pizza party outside.
Yeah, I know.
It's a pizza party. So then we also get like the last little tidbit is Drill wants to destroy.
Well, that's in the teaser.
Oh, was that in the teaser for next week? I just like lumped them all together.
Yeah, so we end really with
getting his memory back.
Yeah, him getting his memory back and saying that to Wes. I remember everything.
This is a very perplexing show.
Before we get into wrapping it up completely,
Yes.
So Frommer, the Secretary of Defense, I felt a little uneasy about him this episode.
He's creepy.
Yeah, super creepy. I mean, when he's talking with Wes and he's like, well, why didn't, kind of not instigating, but being essentially like, well, why aren't you in control of this? Like, why aren't you? Which I think is probably a good point. Like, Wes should have been looped into the whole child hangout session. But then even when he's talking with Sean, he just seems like weird. I felt like he knew something more, had some insider secrets. I don't think he does. I don't think he's in on it. I just think they're trying to like
make him creepy,
have a bad guy kind of.
Yes.
Outside of Drill. And not a bad guy necessarily, but have somebody that we're suspicious of, at least.
And I definitely, when he comes onto the screen, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
Like that. I guess that's my reaction.
Yeah.
Ooh. Something's up there.
Yeah. So they want us to question people too. Yeah, because, based on, reading the comments and stuff, and I know what we've talked about, there are, it's either an alien, which I think from this episode makes it much clearer that it's
definitely
most
extraterrestrial,
likely an alien of some sort. But before that, making connections to government, whether it's some sort of like top secret operation, which it very well could be still incorporating aliens. But yeah, so I think they're still trying to play those
all the different angles
for sure. Maybe government's involved in some way with these aliens or whatever this is that we don't know.
Yeah.
It's all very confusing.
I don't know. There was a lot of confusing layers. Yes. Yeah. It's definitely doing its job, but it was very interesting.
I like this one.
It was a good one.
It was good.
was there anything else in the episode? I'm trying to see if there's anything in chat. People did like the conversation between Wes and Sean in the car, so kudos to all of that. Kudos to the comedy in that.
I looked up the word drill, which makes me feel like an idiot because I clearly know what that means.
Or a super sleuth.
But just in case there wasn't some like little sneaky definition that we didn't know about.
Okay.
I don't really think there is one, but it's pretty much just obviously something you make holes with. So, you know, they had to drill into the ground to find the rock. But then also the idea of a drill being like something you practice or military instruction, that sort of thing. So relating it to the children. And then I was like, drill's making an army of children.
Okay.
So that's just the wormhole I went down with the dictionary.
So the Slacker Elite in chat says, I still think that all this has to do with the secret weapons test.
What is that?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Yeah. Come on, the Slacker Elite. You'll have to give us some more...
Is that
after.
a thing we are supposed to know about?
Yeah, what was the secret weapons test? Oh, because they had maybe in the first episode they were, I mean, it's the DOD and stuff, so they're testing weird stuff all the time. I mean, even when they went to whatever the mission that Sean was on, wasn't that like a weird secret weapons test?
Oh, I don't remember.
I think it was.
Probably.
I think it might have been. I think that's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, shoot. I don't know. I bet
a lot of
the
puzzle
government's
pieces.
using alien superpowers to make some pretty rad weapons.
Right. Yeah. X-Files is coming back next year.
I'm just going with all the little ideas that pop in.
I think it's good. I think it's okay.
We'll see what's right. I could have it all.
You could have it all. You could just be blowing all of our minds.
Probably not.
All right. So, Sylvia Love, perhaps the weapon testing caused Drill to come to Earth. So, like, whatever they were testing was the impetus to bring... Because we know that he was separated from his mom and dad and whoever, right? Like,
yeah.
That's an interesting thing. That's certainly possible.
First and leave his family, and he misses them.
The Slacker Elite. Sean piloted the plane with the new weapon in the Arctic. So it's what I was saying.
Right.
Yeah. So he was testing something. So that piece of it, you could be right with Secretary of Defense guy doing some creepy stuff or more than what we are thinking he knows. That's certainly possible. I love everyone in chat, man.
I know.
They just have our backs.
Too.
Thank you for keeping all the dots connected. Was there anything we missed?
I don't think so. I'm just looking at my notes to see.
You want to talk about any of the kid stuff?
I feel like we kind of covered the kids pretty much.
Good.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see if we missed anything. Really, I don't think so.
We're like so on top of it.
I know.
We're just like, now you have to redo all of your predictions.
I feel like I can't make predictions until after we have a discussion about it.
Okay, so we'll predict things.
So
they'll somehow be born.
So for next week, what we saw there, we hear the overlay, like the voiceover of Wes being like, here's what we know. He only communicates to children. He travels.
And Lena, maybe. Possibly.
Yeah.
Okay.
He speaks only to kids, or kids can only hear him. He travels through electricity, and he knows what it wants. And then Sean's like, to destroy us.
Hello.
Where did this come from? We're going to find out a lot next week.
So interesting that he wants to help all the kids, and most of what the kids want has to do with their parents on some level.
He doesn't want to help them. He's manipulating them to do what he wants. The end game is helping children because they're innocent and sweet, and they're going to do it if it's right, if it helps something. He's not looking out for these kids.
I don't know. There's a part of me where I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Next week's episode will be...
he cures cancer, and we're like, oh, Drill was a really great guy after all.
Right. That's what I mean.
No, he's just using these cute little babies.
What if there is like a layer of like goodness to the... I don't know. Well, actually, after the comment...
I think it's pretty cool that Henry has his hearing back.
Yes.
Let's be real.
That's very significant.
But
as long as he keeps it.
That's like a big... You owe me.
That is, and he's really not doing too well in the world of you're owing me right now.
Yeah.
Well,
I did really like how Henry was in the child chat session. Yeah. He's like, you can trust my mom. No secrets. Way to go. Good job, Henry. Making Mama proud.
I love Henry. I do. I think he's like. Actually, I was a little bummed that we didn't get some more of the tidbits from the other kids because there was a couple more cutie kids.
What the rest of them had to say.
It's like, wait, we just
I wanted
met you.
like around the circle.
Yeah, like
of their experience with drill.
Let's all go around the table, have a sip of your apple juice, and like let's
tell me how do you know drill?
Yes. How did he come to you first, sir? All right. So predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz
These
TV.
moves. I hope I'm going to make some GIFs out of these good moves that I've got
All right.
tonight.
Everyone is clearly on your page tonight because they're like,
I'm crazy.
No, because they're like, Sylvia Love, Drill is not looking out for the kids.
No.
Why am I being devil's advocate right now and be like, well, it's possible.
No,
everyone's gonna hate me in the YouTube comments. They're like, Allison is nuts.
Allison's an
just
idiot.
brace yourself for that. I'll mentally prepare for all the comments of what's gonna unfold next week. All right, so predictions. I think. Well, I am very eager to see what's going to go down between Sean and Claire now that he's got his memory back.
I know. I'm like, when I left, after I was done watching the episode, I was like, I hope there's some steam next week. Husband and wife reunited.
I really want her.
I feel like there's not going to be.
I know.
But I want it to happen.
I love Lily Rabe, and for whatever reason, I am not feeling her character with like. I felt like
toward anyone.
I felt like she was the most passionate with Jessup tonight, like Agent Jessup. Like I felt like that's where the most chemistry happened.
Yeah, she hasn't shown chemistry toward like anybody.
No, but that bothers me a little bit.
Because I mean, from seeing her in other stuff like American Horror Story, like, hey girl,
hey,
yeah,
hey girl,
nun,
right,
hey hippie girl,
yes,
right, witch, whatever, you know. She's got it. So I'm like, where's the sexy?
It must be on purpose.
No, yeah, I think so for sure.
Oh, I like Sylvia Love is redeeming me. It's because I have a good heart. I'm being devil's advocate. God bless you,
and
Sylvia. Thank you. No, she didn't say that.
I know.
She did not.
Joking.
She did not say that. So very curious about that. I agree with you. I do not think that we're going to get much passion between the two of them.
Some steam.
I'm curious though. I'm very curious, and I'm also curious what information Sean is now going to be able to reveal to everyone.
Well, and because he's like, oh, I'm back. And they're like, all right, come sit at our table and put on your uniform and get a haircut.
Oh, right.
And let's talk. I was like, oh, look at that haircut he got. He's like, back in action. Okay.
Television.
But yes, it's television. And I guess we don't know how much time really has passed. But yeah, I bet he's got at least something to tell us, at least with how the plane went down and stuff and like what happened before his memory went away.
Yeah, it's definitely a strong day. And we're going to get some tidbits with Lena and Minx. There's going to be some more Lena drill action in next week's episode.
I think someone's going to get hurt.
Ooh.
Related to Lena and Minx. Not related like Wes, like the family, but like involved in whatever their little game or situation is going on. I think somebody's going to get hurt as a result of it.
Oofta.
I don't know who.
Oofta.
I could see Lena dying in the next couple episodes.
Oh,
I'm just gonna put
my goodness. Okay. Well,
I can see it happening.
Hey.
She has great hair, but she's always so stressed out. I feel like she could go.
All right. Is there any other things that we need to predict? I don't. They may introduce some more kids, but I'm not sure because they're like introducing. I mean, there's others. We know this, but
there are others. So maybe
I don't know.
He's gonna tap into. I mean, maybe the kids kind of after the whole kid chit chat session. He's got to find some noobs.
I gotta say, I'm a little sad that Sean isn't gonna have his like hippie hair anymore. Because I kind of
no
I liked
shirt,
it.
You know,
yeah. All that was,
I liked the like long hair and no shirt, Sean.
it was kind of good. Well, too bad for us.
Hey, I'm sure he'll look nice.
Snap
in his little uniform.
Oh wait. Okay, so Glorified Gleek is saying I see chemistry between Claire and Sean a lot more than with Wes. Okay, I mean, I don't know. She's not giving me that like.
I think they would have gotten married in real life.
True.
So that's which I mean, I know it's a TV show, so this isn't real life, but I don't see them as the casting of it. I don't feel like fits in my brain very well.
And then the Slacker lead says, I think Wes has more passion with The Rock. That's true.
He does. That's what I was saying, that he's like getting all googly eyed over it, and it's like,
it's true. He wanted to touch The Rock more than anyone else.
I I see drill.
It's very valid.
And he's beautiful.
There's a
there's a
serious
lot
pizza
going on
party
outside.
happening outside, everyone.
Yeah.
Which we should wrap it up for that reason, because maybe they saved us a slice. I don't know. All right, so next week basically should be epic, because many new things are now revealing themselves. We don't even know what to say. Thank you so much for joining us. We love that you do. I've been your host, Alison Dean. Hopefully you will find me everywhere, because it's a grind. You can find me everywhere at the Alison Dean, and that's been Lauren.
Oh, hey guys, I'm Lauren. Thanks for tuning in. It's been fun. Keep the comments and the tweets and all the talking at us with us. Keep it going. We love it. You can find me everywhere on all social media at Lauren Salaun.
Booyah! We'll see you all next week, and I think April's going to be back with us, so she better.
There may be more than just two
I'm going to threaten her like the Secretary of Defense.
I'll put you in Gitmo, Lil April.
Bye, everyone!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AFTERBUZZ TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AFTERBUZZ TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.